So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for and entertainment purpose. Alright, hi everyone. Sorry this one's a little bit late. I don't know when I'm going to post this one, but I went and saw Blue Beetle. I didn't think I would see this Blue Beetle at least until, I don't know, next month. But I was able to. I got to three movies this month. I don't know if I'll see any next month that are in theaters, because there's not ones that really want to that come out that month, unless I can convince somebody to let me go and see Barbie and Stray. But we'll find out. But this movie, so spoilers ahead for people who have not seen the movie. Blue Beetle is about a guy named Jaime, who is a guy who just graduated out of college. He came back home, and he got a law degree. And just like a lot of college students, sometimes, you know, your first job after you get out of college is not always the job that you want to have. It's not, because you train to do it. So yeah, he has to go and work at, like, because his family's about to lose their house and stuff like that. So he has to go and work at a rich person's house, and the rich person's house just found the Blue Beetle, found the scarab that he ends up getting from the daughter of the company's dad, who recently passed away, but her aunt's in charge of it instead of her. And so it's kind of like this one is a lot. I could see a lot of Iron Man relevance in here, because just like in Iron Man, this one, they want to go back. They still want to use these things for weapons, and she doesn't. So she kind of reminds me of Tony Stark, the daughter does of the father. So yeah, it's not. I mean, the origin stories sometimes end up replicating other movies, but not fully. Oh, there it is. So this one. So after she like hides the beetle and a hamburger, she ends up leaving with him, with Jaime, and gives it to him. Well, if I'm saying his name right, because his name is weird. So he ended up taking it home, not knowing that it was actually, was inside of it. He thought it was lunch, and he was told not to look inside of it. Kind of blew up a Pandora's box situation going on here, but his family made him open it, and eventually it goes in him. George Lopez, Rudy, thinks it went up his butt, but it didn't. And he like flies around, goes into space just like Iron Man does when he gets it, and then he ends up destroying a bus because the scarab is in control, not him. And then he ends up going home. Both times he breaks a roof, but every time it takes off him, he ends up having no clothes on because it destroys his clothes. the poor guy. And he goes and tries to help Janet, the daughter, get away from her aunt and her bodyguard. I don't know, what would you call him, who had the scarab in him already, I guess. And but his gets stronger when they absorb some of his later at the end of the movie. Absorb some of Jaime's one. And so they try to get her, but they take her back to the Beetle Cave. And Rudy helps them get out of there, and also goes to like a Beetle Cave. And yes, they do call Batman a fascist, but the George Lopez character Rudy is a conspiracy theorist kind of person who believes in a bunch of stuff about, because he mentions Big Brother the very first time you meet him. So even though I don't like it, still I had to cover my ears when it happened, when he said it. I can totally understand why this character would say it. It's only brought up in that one scene, so it fits his character, so I guess it's fine. Just really wish they would have not said it. But yeah, and the cave looks cool because I guess the Blue Beetles actually might be actually older than a lot of all these other characters, but so he's not the first Blue Beetle, but the only way for him to get the scarab off of him if Jaime dies. So yeah, but he can't. So only one that dies. Susan Sarandon's Janice Ann goes after Jaime family. The poor dad ends up having a heart attack again because he had a heart attack before the movie started, and he's not able to work, so he has another heart attack. The poor guy, and he ends up dying. And he goes and tries to save his daughter. So yeah, and their house burns down, and so they take Jaime away from his family, so they can take what he has and put it into the weapons and Susan Sarandon's bodyguard in this, and he's attacks Jaime twice, because first time he attacks him, he almost kills the bodyguard, but he doesn't, because he doesn't want to be a killer. So, and later on, the scarab understands that and stops him from killing him after he blames him for his dad's death, and also he thinks that his uncle died too, because his uncle somebody shot at his uncle, so he thought he lost his dad and his uncle, but his uncle survived because he got on top of the giant beetle. So yeah, because there's a giant beetle now, just like Batman has a Batwing. This guy's a giant beetle. They can fly around, and that George Lopez first Rudy drives in, but also the grandma drives in at the very end. Yeah, the person I was watching this with, she loved it because she's a grandma, so she saw herself in this. Then she liked the fact that grandma was holding a machine gun. So yeah. But it's just weird that two of his family members are allowed to kill. I don't know about his sister, because his sister had like a power glove. That were like, if you're from my era, you remember from the Super Nintendo days, we had a thing called the power glove. You play on games, and that's what this toy reminds me of. That she was punching with. So yeah. and the mom just stays on the ship. So those three are the only ones that fight. And we do see the dad again, like in Limbo, Heaven, whatever. Um, and like he gives his son, because his son almost dies, or dies for like a few seconds, and like gives him like his son like a pep talk and said, "This is your destiny. You're supposed to basically be with the scarab," kind of thing. And he goes back and fights with Cloud's sword against the bad guy. Yeah, because he uses Cloud's sword. If you play Final Fantasy VII, that sword that he uses is the same sword that Cloud does. So yeah, and he does beat him, but he makes the bodyguard remember that, or the Scarab does, makes both of them realize that he's had a hard life too. He lost his mom thanks to Susan Sarandon's character in this, and then he takes him away and makes him be a bodyguard and stuff like that, and basically her tool. So, but when he finds out the truth and remembers what really happened, he takes her and basically both kills her and himself because he's powers up his weapon. So yeah. And then the movie ends and we find out in the post-credit scene that or mid-credit scene. The post-credit scene is just Rudy's toy that he used to distract the security by the cameras. Oh yeah, and also the other person who worked with Susan Sarandon, like his scientist person, whatever, also got killed because he let Jaime go, and so yeah, he ends. So I did like the movie. Only thing I really wish that Susan Sarandon's character to put more acting in her because she was just reading. This felt like she was sometimes just reading the lines. I think she did better when she did with she and Stepmom. So yeah, but the rest of it is fine. I'm probably gonna give this one like a and it has since it has a lot also has a lot of it's not 100% original, but not many stories are. That's a superhero movie. There's usually nowadays you can always see some similarities to a lot of other movies. But yeah, I'm probably gonna give this one like an 8 out of 10. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye bye.